making Anthony Davis pay on that switch. But watching that game back, he was marvelous. I mean, the assists, the 14 assists, the 10 rebounds, grabbing rebounds, the 31 points. He figured out a way to score 30-plus. First time he scored 30-plus in this series. He had 5 30-plus games against the Sacramento Kings. But he's such a floor general. The dimes he was dropping, the no-look pass, the boot. I mean, Steph Curry was at his big. He was putting on a show in Hollywood.
Yeah. And we keep on. I don't know about you, Bonte, but we keep on seeing, man, AD on Steph. Doesn't that remind you of 2016 Kevin Love on Steph? Kind of, but not really. It was a different situation. And against Kevin Love, it felt like he couldn't get by him. We know he had the knee injury and all those types of things. With AD, it just felt like he was spent, and he did so much, and he thought, you know what? This ball is going up one way or the other. Yep. And maybe if somebody else had did anything the rest of the game, I could have figured out another way, but I'm going out on my own sword. So it didn't really remind me of the Kevin Love.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Let me know when we get Stan Van Gundy on the line. Should we take a call first? No call. We got SVG. All right, we'll get him on in a second here as we talk Warriors and Lakers game number 5 tonight. I'm hyped up. You see Tyler Miller on YouTube. He's ready to go. All it took was a guru speech. But you know what? This team has showed us so much heart, so much fight. I know they're not going out like that tonight. They're not. They don't have any quit in them. They're not going to lay down for the L.A. Lakers. So let's talk to Stan Van Gundy. He'll be on a call next to Brian Anderson, our good friend B.A. He comes on the show a lot here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. Stan Van Gundy, good morning. Obviously the pride of Alhambra High School in Martinez. And let's start it off like this. You lucky son of a gun. Bought a suite yesterday at the Giants game, took the TNT crew out, and Casey Schmidt, who we've been crying about all season long, saying, we want to see Casey Schmidt. You go to a Giants game, and you see Casey Schmidt hit a home run in his first game in his second at-bat last night. How cool was that, Stan?
Oh, that was so much fun. And they were showing his family and friends in their section. Stories like that are what makes sports so much fun. And we had a great time, obviously, beautiful park, and a good win for the Giants, but that was certainly the coolest part of the night.
Yeah, rumors has it that you went to a high school baseball game a couple weeks ago. I didn't know you loved baseball like this. Let me ask you real quick before we get into the series between the Warriors and the Lakers. Are you in favor of the pitch clock? Because I am.
Oh, absolutely love it. I mean, we were talking last night. The game starts at 6:45. We walked down from our hotel, so it's a little over a mile, walked back, watched a baseball game, and we were back in the room by 9:45. I mean,
wow.
Just unbelievable. I mean, and you're seeing the same amount of action in a half an hour less a night. I mean, it's really a big difference. I think it has helped the game. I think it's the best thing Major League Baseball has done in a long time.
No, I'm with you here. And for some morning show hosts like Island and I, starting the show at 6 in the morning, it is a dream to be able to go to bed on time and be able to watch a full 9-inning baseball game. So that's a plus there. All right, let's get to basketball because you'll be in the building for game number 5 where the Lakers lead 3-1. It's a closeout game for them. I think LeBron James smells it. Anthony Davis has been the best player in this series. So how do the Warriors get over that Game 4 blunder there in the fourth quarter where they get outscored 27-17 and they get Lonnie Walkered? How do they force this to a Game 6? What needs to change for the Golden State Warriors, Stan?
Well, number one, they've got to shoot the ball better. I mean, they shot the ball really well from the three-point line the first 2 games here in San Francisco, and then went down to L.A. and shot under 30% from 3 in both games. The Warriors are built around their shooting, so that's got to come back. And then it's it's a lot the same problems that the Warriors have had even through their 4 championships, right? I mean, they turn the ball over a lot. So we saw in game 1 here, even though they lost a close game, they only turned the ball over 8 times. But since then, it's been 16, 19, and 16 again. With the turnovers. It's been an Achilles heel for them. And then the free throw discrepancy is a tough one to overcome if you're not shooting the ball well. I mean, when you have one team shooting so many more free throws than the other. I mean, the Lakers have shot double the amount of free throws.
Yep.
You know, that's 103 to 51 on free throw attempts. That's going to be tough to overcome, but it's not surprising. I mean, if you go in the year, the Warriors took the fewest free throw attempts in the league and gave up among the most free throw attempts in the league. And the Lakers shot the most free throws in the league and gave up the fewest free throw attempts in the league. So basically what has happened in this series is both of these teams have played very much to character, and the one team that can sort of, you know, overcome, I guess, their problems the best ends up winning.
You know, Stan, I think myself and a couple other Warriors have a bone to pick with you because we heard about the broadcast jinx, and that's normally at the free throw line. But you said something while I was watching the game, or we were watching the game, and I don't know if you remember or not, but the Warriors were going on a run, and you said, you know, it feels like the Warriors are going to break this thing open pretty soon here. And I'm sitting there watching on my couch thinking, Stan, why? Why did you say that? And as it happens, turnover here, turnover there, just taking a step back.
Yeah.
What do you think went wrong in that game 4? Was it more about, you know, a lot of people talk about the pick and roll and how the Warriors went away from it. Was it more about the Warriors getting away from that? Was it more about the Lakers addressing it better? What happened there besides you jinxing us a little bit?
Well, yeah, that jinx. I mean, but I really did feel that game felt to me like even though the Warriors were struggling shooting the ball, I didn't think they were having any trouble whatsoever getting good shots. They were getting great looks, and I just thought at some point they're going to make 3 out of 4, 3 out of 5, and this thing is going to blow open. So it was truly what I thought at the time. And then right after I said it, the Lakers actually made 2 threes back-to-back to cut that 12-point lead to 6. But again, if you go back to the fourth quarter, so the Lakers are leading by 7 going into the fourth, the Warriors have 6 turnovers in the fourth, and the Lakers shoot 8 free throws to the Warriors 3. So again, to me, it just keeps going back. There's all kinds of little things in the game, but it keeps going back to me to those 2 problems. If the Warriors take care of the ball and as much, because they're not going to get to the free throw line a lot. That's just not the way they play. But if they take care of the ball and don't foul, I think the Warriors, you know, are the better team if those 2 things are taken care of.
Yeah, it's a good point, Stan. And, you know, players play and coaches coach. But from your perspective and what you've seen, we've seen different things happen throughout the series and counter moves and moves. Who do you think is winning the coaching battle?
Oh, I don't think anybody's winning the coaching battle. I think they've both made great adjustments throughout the series. I mean, I think if you go back to the start, you know, Steve Kerr started. They were going to, you know, basically flow into their offense through Draymond Green and Looney at the top, and the Lakers dropped Davis way back in the paint on that and played on top of their shooters and sort of took that game away from them. Steve made the great adjustment, started goals in the second half of game 1, and they lose a close one, and then game 2, the pick and roll obliterated the Lakers, you know, pick Draymond Green. Well, first Steve started JaMychal Green, and so they ended up putting Draymond, and he and Curry killed him on game 3. Darvin Ham makes the adjustment and puts Vanderbilt on Draymond Green, and so now they had to play through other guys. And then in game 4, Steve inserts Peyton as another guy who can roll behind the defense, because it's pretty clear now, no matter who Steve puts out there, Darvin Ham is not going to put Anthony Davis on Draymond Green. That's not going to happen. You know, Steve went small in the fourth quarter, and Darvin put Anthony Davis on Andrew Wiggins. Like, he just wasn't going to allow he was going to switch all of Draymond's pick and rolls so you don't get those 4-on-3 situations. And then what I think people are not giving.
Oh, let's pause, Stan, your phone's breaking up. We're going to give you a call right back here. He's making some great points. Stan Van Gundy, he'll be on the call from a head coach of the Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons, Orlando Magic. He's been to the NBA Finals. Stan Van Gundy, we'll get him back on the air in just a second as he breaks down Game 4 and look at some Game 5 adjustments as the Warriors are facing elimination in this series. They're down 3-1, but if they win tonight, force a Game 6, you still got to win that road game, and the Warriors have won a road game in the playoff series 28 consecutive times, 28 consecutive series. Can you do it again? And by the way, that's another good omen. Lubman's been sleep out the wheel. I should have known this as well. 36 years ago today, Sleepy Floyd was Superman. Scored an NBA playoff record, 29 points in the quarter against the LA Lakers to force a Game 5. All right, we got Stan back on. Stan Van Gundy, he'll be on the call tonight. Sorry, you broke up a little bit there, but you mentioned the third quarter there. How the game flipped? Because I felt like I was watching the game with Mully. I host the Warriors pregame show, pre- and postgame show, and it felt like the Warriors were about to break it open. And then a couple turnovers. Reeves hit a big three after the Warriors went up 12. And it felt like the momentum was the Lakers. Even though they went down 7 going into the fourth quarter, it felt like they had the momentum because they had a little tweak there. I don't know if you caught it. Maybe you did. LeBron James hits a small ball 5 against the Warriors lineup. I thought that worked really well for the Lakers at the end of the third quarter.
Well, they've been doing that quite a bit. I mean, the only big, Winyan Gabriel a very little bit, but it's basically been when Anthony Davis is out, it's Hachimura and James in the game. So, they've been at that a lot. I thought the adjustment they made in Game 4 overall is they let James handle the ball as a point guard more. He's been playing off the ball in the series up till then, and I thought putting him back on the ball handling was a huge part of Game 4 for them. But still, in the fourth quarter, if there's not an 8-3 free throw discrepancy and the Warriors don't turn it over 6 times, including a couple of real crucial ones down the stretch, they win that game. Those two areas just keep coming back to bite the Warriors. Warriors fans know that those have been the Achilles heels for a long, long time. And Steve Kerr, every time they go to sound in this series, you hear Steve Kerr talking about making simple plays, hitting singles, not trying to hit home runs, and to stop fouling. I mean, literally in every timeout. But they haven't totally been able to overcome those two things. If they can, I think their chances are great of getting right back into this series. The Warriors aren't out of this by any means. After they lost Game 1, they're going to have to win a game on the road. That's fine. They've got 2 of the last 3 at home, and then they've got another opportunity to go down to L.A. and win. So this is still very much a series, and the focus just has to be on Game 5 tonight and playing a cleaner game.
No doubt. And Stan, we'll let you go in a second here. We thank you for the time today. I know you had a busy night at Oracle Park watching the Giants beat the Nats and Casey Schmidt hitting his first home run. You got a big game tonight. Of course, they're chasing her next to Brian Anderson on TNT. But look, you talk about the timeouts and Steve Kerr in the huddle. Hey, don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. Well, it felt like Klay tried to be a hero late. Some bad shot selection there. And the Warriors, they lose that game. However, a big talking point here in the Bay Area. I don't know if you've been tapped in, but Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's a player where if they don't have him last season, I don't think they win a championship. He was so instrumental in that season and the way they went through the postseason journey. This series, outside of game number 1, he's just been MIA. He goes scoreless in game number 4. If you were coaching the Golden State Warriors, and I know you're not, but how would you get Jordan Poole going? How would you jumpstart him? Would you start him? Would you put the ball in his hands more? How would you get him going? Because the Warriors can't go back-to-back if they don't get Jordan Poole contributing on this basketball team.
Well, I'd just say 2 things. Number 1, Steve Kerr knows Jordan Poole well, a lot better than any of us, and he'll make that decision. But listen, it's on Jordan Poole. He may be a young player, but he's got enough big-time experience here. It's on Jordan Poole. He hasn't played well. His body language has been absolutely awful. In Game 4, it looked to us sitting there watching it like he was a guy who just checked out in the third quarter. That's on him. He's a professional athlete. This idea that we're going to blame Jordan Poole on Steve Kerr, that's absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to give him credit when Steph Curry goes for 50 that's Steve Kerr's coaching, then he handed me Jordan Poole's problem because of Steve Kerr. Like, it's got to go both ways.
Yeah.
It's got to go both ways. Either Steve Kerr got Steph Curry 50 and Jordan Poole's his problem, or both of them are on the players.
Yeah, I'm with you, Stan. It's been a lot of chirping. We heard Jonathan Kuminga. He's not happy. It just feels like a lot of individual agendas. And so far through 4 games, it feels like the Lakers are the more connected team, and which is why they're up 3-1. Should be a fun game tonight. And as you said, it's not over yet. It's not over. You can never count the champs out, but they got to win tonight. Stan, we thank you so much for the time. Glad you had a great night at Oracle Park last night. Casey Schmidt and his family going crazy. We'll see you tonight at Chase Center, man. Have a good call.
All right. Thank you very much.
Anytime. Stan Van Gundy here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. Back